your arms into the sky, you and I. Did you try to live on your own when you burned down the house and home? Did you stand too close to the fire like a liar looking for forgiveness from a stone? When it's time to live and let die, and you can't get another try, something inside this heart has died. You're in ruins. 121 guns, lay down your arms, give up the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky. 121 guns, lay down your arms, give up the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky, you and I.
Whoa, caught in a bad romance. I want your ugly, I want your disease, I want your everything as long as it's free. I want your love, 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 I want your love. I want the drama and the touch of your hand. I want your leather-studded kissing in the sand. I want your love, 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 I want your love. You know that I want you, and you know that I need you. I want your bad romance. I want your love, I want your revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. I want your love and all your love is revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. Oh, 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 caught in a bad romance. Oh, 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 caught in a bad romance. Hey, ooh la la, my, ooh la la. Want your bad romance, I want your horror, I want your design, 'cause you're a criminal as long as you're mine. I want your love, 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 I want your love, yeah. I want your psycho, your vertigo shit, want you in my rear window, you know that you're sick. I want your love, 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 I want your love, I want your love, I want your revenge. I want your love. I want your revenge. I want your love. I don't wanna be friends. Je vous tends l'amour. Et je vous tends revanche. Je vous tends l'amour. I don't wanna be friends. I don't wanna be friends. I don't wanna be friends. Want your bedroom man. Want your bedroom man. Let's start a bedroom man. I want your love. I want your revenge. You and me could ride a bedroom man. Oh, 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 oh. Caught in a bedroom man. Oh, 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 oh. Caught in a bedroom man.
Welcome to the old ass Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for What's So Funny About Poetry. Please welcome to the stage your host, Sharon Resolution. I've got a different dimmer box. Sorry.
It's all good. They didn't want to see me in the first place. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? My name is Sharon Resolution, and this is once again what's so funny about poetry, where we basically bring comedians and poets onto this stage. Today we're going to have two comedians and little old me hosting and also doing some poetry for you. And if you did not know it already, but you want to know, the comedians that we're going to have on tonight, one comedian himself is on several podcasts. This guy's like podcast king. And the crazy thing is his co-host is like the podcast sidekick of the boy wonder. She's the girl wonder or the lady wonder. I would say lady wonder because that's so messed up calling every woman girl. Even though they want to be girly girl. So sad. Anyway, if you do not know now, there is Jesse Jesse and also Nicole is going to be on here in just a moment. But first of all, I'd like to say thank you for joining us. And if you can, please donate. Because we know you're watching this for free, but we would love to have a few coins just like you give to everybody else in the world. Yay! But as always, I'm going to have a few things to talk about because poetry is involved with this. So you might ask me, so what kind of poetry are we talking about? All right, let's go with this. Now, a banana met a strawberry at a yogurt bowl. They talked about their interests and goals. They walked over to the counter and the banana started to peel. The strawberry was infatuated by the big, tall banana. They both took a dip in the yogurt bowl, swam around, came back out. The banana started drying off, and the strawberry began to speak. "Ooh, banana, you're so fine. I think I want to blend with you." Caught by surprise, the banana said, "I think I want to blend with you too." The banana caressed the strawberry's seeded exterior, which started a swirl in the yogurt bowl. And it began to swirl and swirl and swirl. Ooh, banana. Ooh, strawberry. The swirling became so intense that they started to split and merge and merge and split. Oh my gosh, this feels incredible. Oh my goodness, merging and splitting and moving back and forth. Oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing I ever felt. Oh, and they kept on swirling and swirling faster, harder, stronger. Keep going. Go to post number 3. And they kept going and going and going and going till they reached their peak. And the stars blinked. And the sun set. And the flowers bloomed. And everything became silent until the strawberry and the banana began to speak. I'm gonna, we're gonna smooth And that's why, my friends, Jamba Juice is more than a family-friendly establishment. Thank you. Thank you on that one. But I think it's about time to bring up our first comedian on this stage. I would like to give you the one who is not only the podcast sidekick of Willie Listen and Dear Abby, what the fuck? She is also herself a credible comedian. I am not to shrink this down because I know how tall she is. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. But I'd like to give you Nicole Eichenberg.
Thank you. It never is for me. Anyway, I also co-host the Dr. Dunning and Mr. Kruger podcast here at Stab every first Tuesday of the month for anyone who is interested. I too was inspired to write a poem in the drive-thru at Walgreens. I rolled down my window and I heard the lady in front of me screaming at the woman through the window because she forgot to bring her ID and couldn't get her pain medication. And then she was banging on the window like a goddamn lunatic. And so, as I was filming all this, because I'm an asshole, I thought to myself, I'm gonna write a haiku. And here it is. Screaming at Walgreens, you should have brought your ID. No Norco for you. And scene. Also, you shouldn't send pictures of your dick through iMessage Because when you send it from Apple device to Apple device, I know you have all Apple devices, Jesse. I've been to your house. The pictures go to all your devices separately, so you got to delete them all separately. See, he knows. So, I got a photo of a man's genitals. As I was getting it off my phone, it popped up on my watch, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's 8 o'clock." More like 7:30. I have a 27-inch iMac, and I thought it was gonna come crawling out to get me like that bitch from The Ring. But worst of all, my friend had my iPad, so she also got it. So think of that before you send pictures of your junk. Although I'm looking at Jesse, and some of you might like that. So in light of recent events, and we all know what I'm talking about, I went to get an IUD put in. It didn't work. I think it's worse because I used to help doctors put in IUDs, so I know exactly what they do. So they take these metal spikes and clamp them around your cervix. And they also take this metal rod called a sound and they shove it up there to see how dilated you are. It's not very fun. And Sharon looks like he's gonna have a stroke. Anyway. Yeah. So after a while, she's like, "You want me to just keep trying?" I was like, "Please stop this nonsense." And so I got a referral to OBGYN, where they are going to put something called a laminaria tent in my vagina. And I was like, "Are we going camping? There's a tent." But no, it's a rod of dried seaweed they're going to put in my vagina to soak up all the moisture and dilate my cervix. And I'm like, are they going to take it out too, or am I going to like give birth to a seaweed baby in the toilet at some point? Yeah. It sucked. It was almost as bad as the time I had COVID. I had COVID for 10 days, and I also shit my pants for 10 days straight. On day 4, I had enough strength to go to the bathroom and shower, except as I'm in there, I feel nauseous, and I start projectile vomiting, and I get projectile diarrhea as well, which is also a thing, now you know. And as I'm trying to crawl up the walls like a gecko, I'm thinking, y'all better get vaccinated because I don't want to go through that shit again. I had to throw away like 10 pairs of pants. Yeah. On a completely opposite note from me shitting my pants, I tried speed dating. I tried it 5 times, actually. I guess it doesn't work. But the first time I did it, there's this guy across from me, and he's really not my physical type. But I'm like, he's being nice and asking all these questions. And I was like, I'm going to die alone if I don't give this guy a chance. So I waited a few days, and then I got my match email. And guess who got no matches? Me, including that dude I picked out of pity. To be fair, I met my best friend that night, so I met someone I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, so that's cool. Maybe it's me, because I take people on shitty dates. I took a guy to an escape room for like a 3rd date. Thank you. Because he's an engineer, I was like, he probably likes doing puzzles and stuff. So as I'm waiting for him, this big group of Asians walks in, and I was like, great. They can do all the work in my date and I can take all the credit, just like group projects in high school. Before you get too pissed, I'm half Asian, so that joke's only half racist. My date finally showed up and he was wasted. That's why he was late. And in spite of having 6.5 Asians on our team, we still lost. But my white side didn't give a shit, so it was okay. I'm a medical assistant. Thank you. It kind of sucks right now, but that's another story. I used to work with kids and they laid me off, and now I work with adults, which is kind of the same. With kids, you say don't stick that in your mouth. With adults, you say don't stick that up your butt. I wish that was more of a joke than it is. It does lead to my favorite game, which is trying to guess the foreign body on the x-ray. Like, look, it's strawberry and banana. I was waiting for that callback, thank you. But I don't know, it's getting a little different. Things are changing. We're trying to get back to the metric system at work. So for instance, you know, weights in kilograms. So to get back to pounds, you convert to multiply by 2.2. I like doing math. I'm Asian, as I said earlier. But all these old people are throwing a fit. They're like, I fought a war so I didn't have to use the metric system. And I'm like, oh shit, was that the reason for that war? Should pay more attention. I get to hear all these old white people's hot takes on things like Will Smith. And as I'm doing this lady's EKG, she goes, you know, during the Oscars, Venus and Serena wore very low-cut dresses. And I researched gay culture, and now I know that's a sign. And I was gonna be like, who researches gay culture? It sounds pretty fucking gay if you ask me. But I didn't because I wanted to keep my job. The great thing about my work, too, is you get to learn about all these things you never knew existed. Like, there is a thing called a vaginal prolapse. Yes. Oh, yeah! Which happens when your vaginal walls get weak and your insides fall out your outsides. Like, kind of like the Kool-Aid man going through the wall. Like, I was scared to sneeze, and what if it's like, achoo! I'm still hanging. But if you ever see one in person, it kind of looks like the xenomorph from the Alien movies where the big head opens, little head comes out, and it's like, waka waka. Well, it doesn't make that noise. Mine does not know about the rest of you. There's also, you can now add attachments when you message your doctor, like emails and forms. It's pretty cool. Pictures. I recently got a picture of a rash on a guy's penis. So I'm getting dick pics at work and at home. It's a truly amazing time to be alive, everyone. And I'll leave you with one final work story, because I know you're all enjoying the grossness so much. Okay, I'm not that short, by the way. I was at work one day and this guy came in. He was acting kind of squirrely, and I was like, whatever, he's probably just nervous because he had something wrong with his junk. Most guys don't talk about it, they just want to send you pictures. But as I'm looking at this guy and he pulls his pants down, I'm like, oh shit, that was the guy I didn't pick at speed dating. True story. But I still touched his junk, so I guess the end result was the same. Let's bring your host Sharon back up. That is my time.
Give it up once again from Nicole. Eichenberg. If y'all didn't, thanks for hearing that from Nicole. I mean, I thought my job was ridiculous when I was just basically doing accounting, but think about the person who's doing it in the medical profession. Has to see all that kind of stuff and junk. Scary thoughts. Makes me just think about the word work. I have a interesting point on work. Here's how my job went. So I go between these two doors, and I meet a time clock. The clock's a Nazi, but that's okay. I punch it daily. I sit in a 6x6 cubicle in a windowless room. But Betty's a rebel. Pictures of bombs and beaches fill her cubicle wall. This would be a quiet place and went for the tapping on the keyboard. I monitor monitors that are monitoring me. We're the audio visual standoff. In the left, Janine, gluten-free Janine, tastes the last donut off the coffee table. Fake aluminum lighting illuminates while Jane tolerates a migraine daily. Bob got fired yesterday. Vultures circle his desk. I got dibs on the multicolored markers. In the break room, the smell of burnt popcorn wafts. It's the perfume of the damned. In the refrigerator is past employees' memories and faults. It's just a signal to hell. At the bottom, there's a food there and a little writing that says, "Keep your hands off my sandwich." Signed Bob. Signed Phil. Also, the boss brought her favorite creamer today with a little writing of her name with Sharpie marker. That doesn't stop me. I pour half of it into the sink and put it back with a new note saying, "Thank you, signed Phil." I get told every day that I'm supposed to be here. This is my life. My therapist says I'm in an abusive relationship with my job. Thursday, we saw a video on office shooters. Not quite sure if it was prevention or tutorial. The next evaluation will tell. Thank you. Now, this next performer, comedian extraordinaire, has been on several podcasts. You just put his name in your podcast streaming service of choice, he will come up. He has his own podcast called Jesse Likes to Talk. And he has other podcasts. And you can see him on video podcasts. And if you haven't ever came here to Stab, he does a podcast. He does also a video podcast on here called Dear Abby WTF. I like to give you the man from Central California, Jesse Rivera.
Yo, how y'all doing tonight? You good? Yeah. Sharon was gracious enough to offer me 20 minutes. So, like I tell the girls I hook up with, look, I'm going to try to give you 20 minutes, okay? It's going to take everything I got. I might need a nap. There's going to be some crying. There's definitely going to be some heavy breathing. But stick with me and we'll get there, okay? Just hang tight. Or loose, whatever. I just need you to participate every once in a while. Tell me if I'm doing something right. Applaud, laugh. I don't know, do whatever you want. How's it going, you guys? My name is Jesse Rivera, and I am from like lower Central California. I grew up in a small town called Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield, California. You ever heard of it? It's the Florida of California. It's the Florida of California. But you know what? It's really cool because it's a very, very diverse city. Lots of Mexicans, lots of blacks, lots of whites, all poor. All of us poor. We all played with dirt when we were growing up. But because we're like a very diverse culture, like there's a really cool little thing about like the blending of the cultures down there, and it's really, really cool. Like down there, like you can see like a beautiful lowrider car, like cruising down the street, like bumping some G-Funk with the George Strait mural on it. You know, that's the kind of shit you see in Bakersfield. You know, you see like a lifted truck with an American flag, right? Bumping Rage Against the Machine, got Selena mud flaps on it. You know, very diverse city, very diverse city. And that's what I love about Bakersfield, was like how diverse it was, you know. One of the things I did not love about Bakersfield was how much meth there was in Bakersfield. Bakersfield, meth capital of California. Don't believe it? Look, even the fat people have meth problems in Bakersfield. And how do I know? Because I was a prime example of that. Yes, believe it or not, right? You guys are looking at me going, no, that's not a meth problem. Yeah, exactly. I had a meth problem in Bakersfield. And that was the hard part, is like, no one ever believed me. And they would just give me more, thinking it wasn't working with this guy. You know, like I would get great deals on meth. They'd be like, oh, he needs more, you know? And then finally, like one day, like I had to stage my own intervention, you know? Like I had to get all my friends together one day, and when we were all together, I was like, guys, I need to talk. I want to talk to you guys about something very serious. And they're like, what, Jesse, what is it? And I was like, I have a meth problem. And they were all like, are you sure? I was like, yes, I'm sure. I have a meth problem. They're like, oh, are you eating it? Are you putting it on your Cocoa Puffs? Is your dealer cutting it with sugar? What is this? Is not a meth problem. And I was like, yes. And I finally convinced them, you guys, and like through the help of like my friends and family and myself, I did a lot of hard work myself. I've been meth free since 2005, you guys. 2005. I've been clean of meth. Weed, on the other hand, I'm what they call California sober, right? Like I do very, very little sugar even. Like I don't do soda, I don't do beer, I don't do wine. All I do is water, weed, and coffee. That's it. That's it. That's what I'm on. I'm on 2 of those right now. Can you guess which 2? It's water and coffee. It's definitely water and coffee. If I was on weed right now, I'd be like, what were we talking about? You know, like I think I have a show tonight. Oh, I'm at the show. You know, but the thing about weed is like, okay, do you guys remember when the pandemic first started? And there was a story on the news that season 1 of the pandemic, season 1, very beginning of the pandemic, when we're still like learning all the characters, you know, we're still like, oh, that could go wrong. No, that never happened. It did, right? Season 1 of the pandemic, there was a story that broke that said that people who smoked a high amount of weed may be less susceptible to catching COVID. You guys remember that? There was a story, right? Well, they got together and they did some research. Not the stoners, like real actual doctors, right? They did a study. 5,000 stoners signed up for the study. 38 showed up for the actual study. And they found out it was true. People who smoked high amounts of weed were less susceptible to catching COVID because they'd been sheltering in place since DoorDash, since Amazon Prime. Some of them didn't even know there was a pandemic, you guys. They just showed up because they thought there was going to be free snacks, you know? So they found out, yes, it's true. People who smoked high amounts of weed were less susceptible to catching COVID because they never left the house. So I'm curious. Looks like a very diverse audience. Any weed smokers here in the audience? Yeah, all right. Now I'm a very curious person. Indica or sativa? Now, for those of you who do not really understand the different weed strains, indica, we like to say, puts you in the couch, right? It's the very heavy, very you're out type of weed. And sativa is the more like uplifting, euphoric, sexy kind of weed, right? So I'm asking the audience, are we an indica crowd or are we a sativa crowd? Indica? Sativa. Okay, look, I myself, I'm an indica man, you know? And I don't understand sativa. One of my best friends, she is all about the sativa, right? And I asked her one day, I was all, Beth, why do you like sativa so much? And she was like, oh, Jesse, I love the energy that sativa gives me. She's all, I love waking up on a Saturday morning and I'll smoke some sativa and I'll write in my journal and I'll clean my house and I'll go out in the yard and I'll do some gardening. Is this gardening? I don't even know. And I'll do some gardening, you know? And I was all, Beth, you got it all wrong. You don't want weed, you want coke. That's what you want to be doing, Beth. You want some coke. And she's like, oh, Jesse, don't be silly. Have you ever made love on sativa? And I was like, nah, but I fucked on coke, let me tell you. I think I talked her into it because I got a thumbs up emoji from her boyfriend a couple days later. So I think I talked her into it. But so that's yeah, I'm California sober. But you know, I used to be, you know, I used to love to drink wine and drink beer. I tried to be a beer connoisseur. Like I love drinking, but man, you guys, when the hangover started lasting longer than the nights out drinking, I had to slow down, man, because like I just realized that like as I was getting old, like there was certain things that I wasn't able to do anymore, and like I had graciously had to dip out of being like a drunkard, you know, like because like you guys look like a young crowd. Are some of you guys in your 30s? You guys in your 30s? Yeah, your 30s. All right. Look, this is my little TED Talk for all of you folks in your 30s right now. Listen. Enjoy everything. Enjoy every fart, every piss, every shit, every orgasm, every sneeze, everything that you can somewhat control coming out of your body. Because there's going to come a day not far from now, there's going to come a day when you're going to be standing there and you're going to be like, I haven't shit in 3 days. Is that? Honey, what's today? It's Thursday. I haven't shit in 4 days. And if that's not the problem, also enjoy all the foods you want. Enjoy everything you can eat. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to come a day when your favorite foods are going to betray you. You guys look like you eat Taco Bell sometimes, huh? Yeah, Taco Bell. Some of you guys are going to have Taco Bell tonight probably. You know when was the last time I had Taco Bell? The first time I shat myself. That was the last time I had Taco Bell. Ice cream? Any ice cream lovers in here? Oh man, let me tell you, ice cream kind of starts warning you in your 20s and 30s. In your 20s and 30s, you kind of like joke around and like, hey, ice cream, I could throw some mean farts when I eat ice cream. Oh, you just smell my ice cream farts. Well, one day that ice cream is going to backfire on you. I guarantee it. I don't know when it is, but I will tell you this. You're going to be on the freeway, stuck in traffic, 30 minutes from home. Oh, I see it's happened to some of you already, huh? Yeah, it's going to happen. And that will be the last time you have ice cream. Or it will also be the time, that will also be when you start carrying an extra set of clothes in your car. Right? Some of you already do that. I know it. I do it, right? I'm wearing 2 pairs of underwear right now. Oh man. But yeah, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. I'm kind of like have you ever had a car? Like, remember when you got a car and it was brand spanking new? And like the first time a check engine light came on in the car, like you were able to take it to the dealer and they ran the diagnostic and boom, they were like, oh, the 3rd cylinder was a little bit loose. We tightened it up. You're good to go. You know? Oh, it was just a few, like right away. They could run the diagnostics and tell you exactly what was wrong with the car and you'd be out the door the same day. But then eventually that car got so old that you would take it in, they'd be like, I don't know, that check engine light's going to stay on now, right? I am a car with the check engine light permanently on now. Every morning I wake up, something different hurts. You know, I've had to fart the whole time I've been up here, but I've been terrified too. You know, like I'm kind of just falling apart, right? You know, and I realized that this was happening to me. I think it was about 2 years ago, you guys. It was about 2 years ago. And I was playing basketball one day. And I came down on my ankle and I twisted my ankle, right? And I emailed my doctor and I was like, Doc, I twisted my ankle. I don't think it's going to heal. The doctor responded, of course it's going to heal, Jesse. Just quit being so dramatic about it. The next week, my ankle was still bad. I emailed my doctor again. She's like, it's going to heal, Jesse. End of the week, it still wasn't healed. So like I demanded to be seen by my doctor, right? I went in and talked to my doctor. I was like, Doc, my ankle's never going to heal again. My doctor was like doing paperwork. She's like, look, Jesse, of course it's going to heal. When you walk, just try not to put any of your... No, Jesse, it's not going to heal. Why are you playing basketball anyway? You don't need to be playing basketball. You need to be playing bunco, bingo. Those are the B's you need to be playing, Jesse. You know, no more basketball for you. She just wrote it on a prescription, handed it to me. No more basketball for you. And then as I was walking out, she said, hey, Jesse, come here. Let's talk seriously about this real quick. Jesse, let's do something about your weight. What do you think? What's this let stuff? You're fine. And she's all, you know, so we talked, and I was like, she talked me into going to a Weight Watchers meeting, you know? So I went to the Weight Watchers meeting, and guys, I'm not going to lie, I was nervous. I was a little bit terrified. I was downright terrified, you guys, because there was 8 of us on that elevator going up to the 2nd floor. Right? It said maximum capacity, 1,200 pounds. I looked around at some of the younger kids. I was like, you guys should really be taking the stairs. I have a bad ankle. So, like, I didn't stick with the Weight Watchers, but, like, I read all the material, and I kind of got, like, a really good understanding of, like, a lot of the things that I was doing wrong, you know? And I stuck with those philosophies, you guys, and, like, over the past 24 months, I've been able to lose 80 pounds, you guys. I've lost 80 pounds, right? Thank you, right? I did that joke in Folsom last week. I heard a lady in the back go, wow, he was bigger. You know? And guys, I don't know if any of you have ever, well, men, I don't know if any, let me speak to the men, because I can't speak for women, because I'm not a woman, right? I can't speak for that experience. But guys, if any guys out there, if you ever lose 80 pounds, I'm gonna tell you that something weird happens, something crazy happens. Look, it's a game of inches, right? When I lost 80 pounds, you guys, I lost like 8 inches on my chest, right? 6 inches on my arm, like 10 inches on my waist, but I gained 2 inches on my penis, you guys. 2 inches, right? Man, let me tell you. Well, on some screens it's bigger, but on most screens it's 2 inches, you know? And let me tell you, I started dating a lot after I lost 2 inches, you know? After I gained those 2 inches, you know? I was going out, and like at first I was like, I need to be smart about this, right? Like at first I was only dating nurses, you know? Because I was like, I need to be with somebody who can see the early signs of a heart attack, you know? But that kind of backfired on me because one of the nurses that I was dating, she was like a really good nurse, and she was like, Jesse, I took an oath to do no harm, and your blood pressure is going up way too high when we get hot and heavy. And she would have to cut it out, you know? And I was like, I did a lot of thinking, and like, the thing is like, I love white girls, you know? I love white girls. And the crazy thing is like, I'm kind of a white girl myself, you know? Like, I have a lot of white girl tendencies. Like, I love going to Trader Joe's, you know, I kill plants, you know, I claim to not like butt stuff, you know, like I do all the white girl stuff, you know? And let me tell you something. The other day, I caught myself saying the most white girl thing I'd ever said in my life. I'll tell you exactly when it happened and how it happened. It was Super Bowl Sunday. A friend of mine called me and she was like, hey, are you coming to the Super Bowl party or what? And I was like, hey, look, I'm in the line at Dutch Brothers. Give me a second. She's like, Dutch Brothers, why aren't you at the Super Bowl party? And then that's when I said it. And I was like, I'm driving out to Rancho Cordova. She's like, why are you going to Rancho Cordova? And I said, because I got to pick up some crystals I bought off this girl on Instagram. And it got worse. Because then she said, well, couldn't you just do that tomorrow? I said, no, tonight's the full moon. I got to put them out tonight. Don't you understand this shit? Don't you take this seriously? You know? But so, like, I just started dating white girls, you know? And so, like, when I was done with the nurses, or when the nurses were done with me, I realized, well, you know what? I'm gonna start dating a little bit younger than me because, you know, daddy issues, you know? And so I started dating this one girl, and I thought it was going really good. She was quite younger than me, and I thought it was going good. It was going great. I thought I was doing good. She seemed happy, but then one day, all of a sudden, she looks at me in the morning, and she was like, hey, Jess, you think your doctor would say it was safe for you to do Viagra? And I was like, my doctor doesn't think it's safe for me to do stairs. He sure as hell isn't going to want me to take Viagra. And he's like, she's like, can you check? Because I was like, okay. I think I know where the because is going. So the next time I saw my doctor was like, Jess, you're doing so good. I'm really proud of you. And I was like, thanks. And I was like, hey, doc, any chance you can give me some Viagra? My doctor looked. She was shocked I was even having sex. Huh, okay. So the doctor went and got like a trial packet of Viagra, right? And as my doctor was walking back to me, my doctor stopped sounding like a doctor, and all of a sudden, they sounded like a friend who was about to give me a real powerful edible. Right? Like they handed me the Viagra and was like, look, Jesse, I'm going to give you these, but don't take the whole thing. Take like half. Wait about an hour. See how better yet, take a quarter of one. See how, guys, before I knew it, I was microdosing Viagra. And we were having ourselves a good old time, man. Sometimes I'd chop it up and snort it. Oh, man, the drain sometimes. Oh, gosh. That's what I miss most about doing meth. Guys, I did so much meth, I still judge bathrooms by whether or not they'd be good to do drugs in. You know? This bathroom would be excellent. There's like a shelf. The door locks. You can't hear anything because there's always noise on stage. There's probably someone in there passed out right now. But anyway. So I was microdosing Viagra, right? But then all of a sudden, like, they only gave me like a trial pack, right? And I rationed it because I was microdosing it, and it lasted about 2 or 3 weeks. Well, I think my girlfriend thought that it was here to stay, right? Little Chuyito was just pow, you know? And so I was all out of Viagra one day, and like, it was our anniversary. And we went out, we did it up. We went to Sizzler. We had the all-you-could-eat buffet, you know? We got the wings, all of that. And we got home, and like, we had sex, and like, I finished, but she hadn't finished. She was like, babe, I'm not finished. And I was like, I told you to bring toys. And she's like, no, you need to finish. And I was like, well, how about I go down on you? She's like, all right, that'll work. And I was like, okay. But guys, I was super tired. And I was super high. I fell asleep while I was going down on her. And let me just tell you, like, I have sleep apnea, you know? So, like, if I fall asleep on my side, I'm good, right? I can sleep through the night, no problems. But, like, if I fall asleep on my stomach, you know, I'll do this thing where I'm like, and I woke myself up, right? And I looked up terrified, thinking she was going to be mad at me. She looked back down at me. She's like, go back to sleep. You're still not done. Guys, my name's Jesse Rivera, and that was 19 minutes. So thanks a lot. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you.
Once again, there's Jesse Rivera. Oh my God. Just how do you sleep and then get back up and oh God. But I like to say thank you for everyone seeing the show, checking out the video. I once again would like you to please donate to us here, because we know even though you didn't walk in the door, you still watched the show. So, not saying anything wrong with that. I want y'all to keep coming back. Our next show will be in June 20th. Will be a new lineup, a new show, but the same old question. What's so funny about poetry? I'd like to bring back Nicole Eichenberg, Jesse Rivera back on stage. You can catch them on Dear Abby, What WTF of their next show next month. You should also check out Jesse, I Like to Talk podcast, and also check out Nicole's podcast, Even Willie Listen. Check out Iambic Poetry podcast, and if you can, and you should, check out Stab Comedy Theater. Thank you, Jesse, for being our producer. Thank you, everyone, for checking us out. We'll see you on the next show in June 20th. This is Sharon Resolution. Peace out and good luck.
Thanks for coming out, and thanks for the exclamation point on the night. Thanks, Nicole. That's good. We're surrounded by restaurants. They don't all get A's. That's it for us here. Thanks for joining us. Come back tomorrow, 4 p.m., for Inside the Box. Play Jackbox games with me and whoever the heck else comes in from wherever they arrive from. And then at 9 o'clock, it's Domain Daddies. You know what? Just check out the full calendar of events at stabcomedytheater.com, and you'll know what's going on. So I won't have to tell you. All right, that's that. Let's see where we can send the rest of this streaming audience that wasn't chased away by the terrible conditions of our surrounding neighbors. How about, you know what? Who haven't we? How about Ben Monster? Let's send you guys over to Ben Monster TV. Check him out, have some fun, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 4. Hold on for the rate.